Good morning. I'm reading the chat. Tammy, Kelly, Nancy, live and in person. Good world holidays lately. World Food Day. I'm going to celebrate that. World Rural Women Day. Oh, I love Yarn Day. World Bee Day. Wait, did I miss something right about that time? A woman found a bee with one wing and cared for it. Oh. Wow. Okay, hi, guess what? I'm late. Because I was sleeping. I was awake, and then I was sleeping, and then I was awake again, and then I was sleeping, and then my phone buzzed, and I was like, shit! And there was Tammy saying, hope you're on your way, at 9:00 something. So, I do have big news. There's glue being delivered today to this house. And then the floor goes in, starts going in tomorrow. My big news is I sold the house in Hazlitt. I put it up for sale. I did all this all by myself, of course. I put it up for sale on Friday at noon, little afternoon. Somebody toured it at 5:30 that day and put in a bid at 9:30 that night. And my realtor told me about it on the next morning. He thought I would be asleep at 9:30, silly boy. And yep, he said he thought it was kind of low, so he told them that it was kind of low. And he told them that if they had offered asking price, we would have taken it seriously and probably accepted it. And so they offered asking price. And so we took them seriously and accepted it. So I sold my house at asking price. It's good to have a bulldog for a realtor. He's my little boy next door. I met him when he was 5. So he takes care of me. So, boom! It was. So I signed a final thing. I signed an acceptance at like 35 hours after the house went on sale. So I'm pretty happy about that. Phew! And the good news is it sold for more than I bought this house for, so I get to pay off this house. Phew. That was the ultimate goal. So yay. And then of course because my house was up on Zillow, I started looking at Zillow again, and the good news, I'm not finding a new house to move into. This one's the better one. So yeah, that's exciting. And so then stuff can go wrong. I keep saying stuff can go wrong, but and of course, as soon as I had their signature, I looked them up on the internet, and I'm not going to tell you who they are, but I will say that one of them is 27 years old, and my ex and I were 27 when we built the house, so I think that's a good thing that they're coming in at the same age, and the neighborhood will welcome them. There aren't that many young whippersnappers in there. There were when the neighborhood was being built, but now there's 35 years ago. But now the 27-year-olds are 62, and older. So that's my big news. There was a I hear a cat. Oh, he's in front of me. Usually I feed the cats before I start this, and since I overslept, I didn't feed the cats, so they're all right there looking at me. Frankie, try not to pull up the carpet. Did I tell you that Mr. Mustache has fleas? Can't remember if I told you that last week or this week. Yep. So now we're doing all the flea stuff. It's because somebody let him outside. All right, sorry. I'm still kind of sleepy. So it's fall now, and I don't have my fall clothes out yet. There was a fall from Fiber to Fashion Festival that happens in the fall. On Grove Street on Saturday, I didn't tell you about the fleas, huh? Sorry. Poor guy. That's what happens when you let cats go outside. In front of Woven Art and Seams in East Lansing, it was third year of that, and it hosted by Seams and Woven Art. Did I say that? And it's a bunch of local, independent, usually small and artists. I'm getting there, like fiber type people who have things to sell. They have a business, but maybe they're not big enough to make it to be able to be in the bigger shows, so their fees are waived, and they just get it, and they get a tent for free. There are no fees. That's what I'm trying to say, and they get a tent provided for them, and then they can come and display and sell. So the last 2 years, somebody reminded me that the first year was awful weather. I don't remember it being awful weather, but I know I went. Sorry. And the second year was last year, and it was, I think, lovely weather. And this year was rain. So most of the vendors, Woven Art, because Seams doesn't have any extra room, Woven Art made space in the classroom and the shop for most of the vendors to come in. 2 of them chose to stay outside in tents in the, cold and rain. Good for them. And I wasn't able to go till toward the end. So the demonstrations were over. There was a demonstration on block printing, and Meg was doing natural dyeing. She does that every year. And there was one other demonstration. I can't remember what it was, but I didn't see it because it was done. What was it? And so that brings people in. And screen printing or block printing. Anyway, so it was nice. I got there toward the end and went to all the booths, and I'm like, I'm just going to buy something from everybody, which I did not. I did not do. But the first place I walked into, one of the outside ones, I walked in and I thought, this looks familiar. There's a vendor there every year I've purchased scrunchies from. They make scrunchies, among other things. And I decided I could have nice scrunchies instead of the scrunchies from Rite Aid. So the first year I bought 3. The second year I bought 3. And this year I'm like, I'm going to buy 3 more because, you always need more scrunchies. So the first booth I walked into, I was like, this is nice. There's clothing. There's socks that were dyed, like tie-dyed kind of, but not really. Hats. And I was looking at her, and I looked at one of the shirts, but they were cropped, and I'm like, I'm not going to wear a cropped shirt, let's be honest. And I turned around, and she said, oh, I recognize that scrunchie in my hair. So that she was the scrunchie person, and they were somewhere I hadn't looked yet. So I got 3 more scrunchies. That made me happy. But I also bought a pair of socks from her. She said she found, she didn't call it a source, but a source in, somewhere in the U.S., in a state. So that narrows it down. Naturally harvested, sustainably harvested socks that are made from sustainably harvested, probably cotton. I don't know. I mean, not polyester, right? That wouldn't be sustainably harvested, but And then she was happy to have found a source like that, and then she dyed them with the labels over there, but I'm not going to go get it, with, you know, environmentally friendly dyes, let's call it that. So I bought a pair of socks. Yay! Good pieces of what, Tammy? And then the second booth that was outside is a lot of, like, all of it is crocheted, I'm going to say naughty bits. Some giant, on one side they had the family friendly, they weren't all naughty bits. The one side was family friendly, and they had like crocheted, like big crocheted stuffed fish or sharks or things with tentacles that weren't octopi. And on the other side, they had giant penises, and they had bags made out of fabric with, for example, a pickle with 2 pickle slices, if you know what I mean. And, oh, good arty things. Yeah, it's not that they were art, but it was all handmade. I mean, they are art, they're artists, but it's like wares for sale, like socks that have been tie-dyed. But yes, there were definitely good pieces. So, I didn't buy anything at the Naughty Bits place. It's not called Naughty Bits. I don't remember what it's called. They had little keychains with little crocheted, you know, items. They had, tempting but not big enough, a uterus. Come on up. A uterus with fallopian tubes, and so the uterus is the bag, the fallopian tubes are the handles, and then you'd pull on something and it closes up. It was a little bag. It was really cute. There's Mr. Mustache. Look over there. Look here. Nope. This guy has fleas.
He's like, I have fleas. Oh, well.
He's not looking at you. There you go. Hi. Oh. So I didn't buy anything there. You know, I don't have room right now for giant penis pillows. I will later when I have a couch. And then inside there was a screen printer. There was there's a woman who I've been watching for a long time. She's an artist. She does watercolors, and then she was selling the watercolors, like little, they weren't all watercolors. I think some were pen and ink, but that was the thing she did, was made pieces to sell. And then she started having her artwork put onto fabric, maybe Spoonflower, something like that. I don't know if that's the one she's using. And then she started making, Tammy says, pss, 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 bags from the fabric, and then, you know, zipper bags, or I don't know. And then from the leftovers of that, she started, like the scraps from that, she started making things, so little bookmark things. And I mean, it's been really interesting to watch her progress. I was going to say progress, but progress as an artist, and the things that she has her things, her artwork on magnets now, you know, a little, I'm going to say mass produced from one original, but not mass produced, but she takes it and finds more to do with it, and keeps evolving, and it's really fun. She wasn't there. Her husband was there at the booth, and so I didn't know him, so I didn't talk to him. I usually buy something from her. I didn't this time. I realized that, you know, I had a house. Actually, while I was at the shop, I found out about the offers. So I was like, I don't have all that money. Anyway, there was a screen printer person. There were spinners of yarn, makers of yarn. No, they were makers of stuff to be spun. You know, roving. That's it. That's what it's called. And had some hand spun yarn that was out of my price range, but very pretty. And the screen printer had shirts and things, and a very bright green caught my eye. Not quite my car color, but very bright. And it was a dish towel made, dyed that color, and then screen printing of, I don't even remember, pears, I think. Pear slices on there. So I own that now. And there was a couple who I bought a keychain from last time that had the Facebook thumb, but it pointed both ways. And it said Schrodinger on it. And I bought that last year. This year I got a cat toy that they made, which is, I'm not clear whether it's being played with or not, but I bought a toy for my cats. So little things this year. Can't remember who else was there. But it was nice. So there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, maybe a dozen vendors. And I think normally there are more, but perhaps the weather knocked a bunch of people down, psychologically, and didn't come. I don't know. But it was lovely, and I bought some things to support some people. So I felt good. Hopefully the weather, it was just dire predictions, It was not raining when I got there, but it was cold. It was because it was not sunny. So that was exciting. There you go. I meant to show you, I pulled out, actually a month or so ago that I've been living in my little studio apartment here at the new house. I pulled out, I wanted to do something, and I was looking for, maybe I found the box that said embroidery, and I opened the box that said embroidery, and there are kits in there that I had purchased to do embroidery, which is not my, main skill, you might know. And I thought, well, I'll just open a kit and I can embroider. And so I think I told you this, I pulled one out and it said everything you need. And right away I'm like, there's no scissors in here. What are you talking about? And I opened it up and it had everything I needed except scissors, but it had been folded. So it was creased, and I'm like, I want to iron it, and I don't know where my iron is. So I didn't have everything I need. I needed an iron. So that kit is now at Woven Art, so that someday I can walk over to Seams and borrow, which is 2 feet away, and borrow. It's in the same room basically, and borrow an iron from them and iron it, and then bring it back home, and then I could work on it. But in the meantime, I found the black work. Remember the black work I was working on? It's Frankie is on the stove. No, he's not. He's next to the stove. Where did I put the black work? It's somewhere. Anyway, the fountain pens. Remember the fountain pens that I was black working? Kind of like cross stitch or counted cross stitch, but not at all like counted cross stitch. And I chose black fabric, and the lighting here is, not the best, so I'm working on that a little. I have one pen outline left to fill in. It's about halfway done. And so I've been working on that the last, day-ish or two. So that's nice. I've been doing something. I know Frankie's behind me. I thought Frankie was behind me, but you'd never see him, would you? Because he's black. Frankie is going to make his own breakfast. Yeah, normally I have fed them by now. Mr. Mustache is right here on the table, and Frankie just walked by. They're hovering is what they're doing. Let's see, any other news? Because it's 9:30. I know I was late. The sun's out right now. Let's hope it stays out. So I'm going to work today, and I'm going to work tomorrow. Last week was the first week that I worked Monday and Tuesday, and it turned out well. I didn't die. So I'm doing it again going forward. So working Monday, Tuesday. Not the carpet, Sarah. The flooring's supposed to go in starting tomorrow here in this house. Not here. There's already floor here, but there in the bed. No, not there either. There in the bedrooms and the closet. And that's supposed to be Tuesday through Saturday. And it sounds like that's a go because I have a text from my contractor this morning saying the glue will be delivered today. I won't be here, but that's what happens. And so that's exciting because that's what was missing last week. Otherwise, it would have happened last week on Monday. It would be done by now, except now it's starting now, which is good because floors are one of the two important things that I'm waiting for. The other one is walls to be painted. My hope, which you'll know next week if I wake up, is that when I have floors in the bedrooms that perhaps I can move a bed in there. And then I'll have a dining room, and then I can have a living room, and then I can bring the couch over from the old house and the ottoman. And I can't go in the sunroom to get all the furniture, which is where it's all crammed. Sorry. Until the walls are painted, because the thing blocking the sunroom from the cats going in are the shelves that go, the Billy bookshelves, my faves, that go in the studio against the wall. So those won't come out till the walls are painted. But I can hopefully move the beds, because you can put something over the bed when you paint, can't you? Doesn't that sound reasonable? And then I can bring the couch and the ottoman over and have a place to sit. I have 2 folding chairs from a card table. That's what I've been sitting on. So I would like to have a couch, please. That's it. I'm going to go feed the cats, make my tea, get ready for work. And thank you for waiting for me. I appreciate it. Thank you, Tammy, for the poke. I was on my way and then I closed my eyes. So, you know me. Snooze button. I will see you next week. Next week we will know if, the floor should be done. Can't even think about I can't even imagine having more rooms in this house than the one that I've been living in. It's crazy. I know they're there. Can't have them. Happy Monday, Tammy. So we'll talk about floors, and what else will we talk about? Whether the couches came over. That's the couch and the ottoman are all that's left at the new house, the old house. Everything's at the new house. Okay. Babble. Thank you for being here. Nancy, I'm glad you were here in person. And I'll see you guys next week, okay? Okay. I have to figure out how to do this. Oh, yeah. All right. Bye. Wait, did I do it right? No. Nope. Let's try again. Bye. There.